3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Welcome back to TTMTrades Daily Review on this good Monday. Today we're going to be talking about a couple things, man. We're going to talk about PYX. We're going to talk about CRMD, and we're going to jump into ticker IGC. Seeing that these two have been running pretty strong, we kind of want to get an idea where that next line of resistance is at, and we should lock in profit. So, man, I was at 2,800 followers. Now I'm at 2,900. I deeply appreciate everybody supporting. Before I jump in the video, I have my own room, premium room, TTMTrades. Be sure to look it up, man. Got a lot of people already on the waiting list, and I deeply appreciate everybody's support. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. So this morning I was kind of looking at what stocks was trending, and I posted on a couple of them, even on PYX. Posted on this one. We said the monthly chart was pushing into old highs around $31. We'll watch to see if it holds before testing new resistance at 35. And since that post, I mean, it actually jumped $10, up 32%, and it actually pushed all the way up to $40.94, so a little close to about $41. So let's just take a look at this one and see what we got going on. So looking at ticker PYX, it actually closed at 38.52. After hours, it pushed up to 40, and it was probably on light volume, so I wouldn't trust that $40 push just yet until tomorrow and you get some more consistent volume. But even on today, man, nice consistent volume with a nice long candlestick that closed pretty much at the high of the day, pretty much at the top of that candle. Now we began seeing that we was getting some momentum on this one back in late July, early August, as you can see here. As I always tell you, with my RSI, which is my baby, that's my boo. All right, so the RSI, we're gonna bring that down to 40 and match that up with 50. Then we're gonna do up another one here, bring that one to 50 up to a little at 60, and we're gonna turn that one red. So again, man, we know a stock is in an ugly downtrend anytime it has issues breaking above that 50 to 60 range, as you can see that I got right here. So as you can see, this one's on an ugly downtrend. The RSI was kind of trending below its 10 and 30 period moving average. Even the PMO was trending below its average right here of 20 period moving average, which was pretty much showing a strong active downtrend, and to pretty much stay out of this stock. Now again, looking at the RSI, again having issues breaking above that 50 to 60 range. Again, rejected here. Let's do a couple circuits. Unfill that, turn it white. There we go. So as you can see, got rejected here in that 50 to 60 range. Again, rejected here. And then as you can see here, finally broke above that 50 and then that 60 range, showing some strength. And then as it began to pull back, it held right above that 40 to 50 area, which puts the stock in a bullish trend if it holds above that 40 to 50 range. And then you kind of got some sideways consolidation with your RSI. Even your PMO began to shift, which was holding below that 20 period moving average. And then as you can see, it mirrored the RSI. As the RSI broke above that 50 to 60 range, your PMO also began to shift and hold above its average. So these are all good signs of momentum shifting into the bull's favor. And then as you can see, sooner or later, had that last dip down to 1585, and then you started getting this nice run up to retest the highs. Now I trade using Bollinger Bands. Okay, I don't like putting a lot of moving averages on my charts, so I utilize the Bollinger Bands. I use a 1 standard deviation and a 2 standard deviation. So with that being said, anytime the price action is beginning to break out of those Bollinger Bands, we always want to go out to a higher time frame and kind of look at it on a bigger picture scale at what those next line of resistances are. And even looking at the weekly, began breaking out of the weekly. As you can see, the last high was right around that low $30 to $31 where it was topping out at. All right, but still breaking out the Bollinger Band. So we're gonna go a little further out to the monthly. So even on the monthly, it's breaking out on the monthly. So what we want to look at now is, as I stated back On here, we want to watch pushing into that old high of around 31, which we just talked about. We want to see if it holds prior to testing this new resistance right around 35. So went back, looked, I had to see where that last line of support was holding. As you can see, support, kind of held right here before it fell below, and then that support turned into resistance. Rejected. It pushed up but couldn't hold, got rejected again, and then finally broke above. So now we want to see where that next line of resistance could possibly be. So then I went and I said, well, let me find that next line of support / resistance, which is sitting right at that 35 level. So as you can see here in this channel, support, and then when it finally broke through, it was getting rejected, and then again rejected, and then it finally fell altogether. So this is why I was saying let's make sure that it holds above that 31 before it tests that new line of resistance right at 35. So pushed all the way up to 38.52 and closed. And then, like we said, towards the end of the day, it closed right around 40 and some change. So we kind of want to identify where those next lines of resistance are at. So if we know the price action was peaking out right here, give or take right around 38, well, the price action is, as you can see, rejection, then that next line of resistance is probably going to be right in that area of about, give or take, $45. I would keep an eye on that area. Let me look. Let's double check this. So that mid $45 to $50, as you can see where that channel rejection right here again came down for support, and then a lot of rejection in that area again as the price action tried to push above. It had issues closing above before it began to come back down. So right now the next line of resistance I will watch, even though it closed right around 40. Tomorrow to see if it pushes up into that 45 range and then back into that line of resistance of 50. But that's ticker PYX today for a quick 30% gain. Now let's talk about ticker CRMD. Now I first alerted CRMD back in April as we began noticing everything was beginning to shift. Probably right back when it was right around 20 cents is when we alerted CRMD. We began noticing that the PMO was beginning to shift, which was holding below its 2 averages, but then it began to shift and go on its upward trend, holding above its averages, which was giving me early signs that the momentum was beginning to shift. And then even the RSI was holding above its averages, even though it was still getting rejected by that 50 to 60 area on the RSI. But we was beginning to see signs of the momentum shifting from the bears into the bulls' hands. So again, even here we come to that 40, run that line up to 50, we'll fill that in. Once we finally had that breakout above that 50 to 60 range, and then on the pullback we began noticing that the price action was holding above the 40 to 50 area, which shows a bullish trend on the RSI. That is once when we started alerting it again for it to try to play the possible pullback, once again back in that 20 cent range. And then as you can see, the RSI, each time it hit oversold as it pulled back, it held in that 40 area again, ran up, and then began holding, and now we're starting to push into higher highs. So what is the next line of resistance on ticker CRMD? I said I would watch for a push into its next line of resistance at $1.82. Now that's pretty high, but why do we say $1.82? Alright, so the original line of resistance was this old line of support right here, which is sitting right around $1, like $1.50, give or take. So as you can see here, the price action kind of dipped below it, but immediately the price action came back up, tested that line of support right around $1.50, ran up, retested that line of support, making lower highs, retested that line of support, making lower highs again, and this was even a fair signal that the price action was breaking down. As you can see, this is a descending triangle as the price action is constantly making lower highs, and then it finally broke through that level of support. So that was an immediate line of resistance that we was paying attention to, and as you can see, it broke through that $1.50 today. Now if we go back and look at the channel, where was that line of resistance each time it dipped down in that channel? That line of resistance was right around that $1.80 to $1.85 range is what I was noticing. So if you see, each time it dipped into this area, it held within this little channel before you got the breakout and another run up, and then again it dips back down in this area, holds in that little channel, and then you finally get the breakout again, comes back in that channel, and then finally the price action fails altogether. So this is why I would say with ticker CRMD, just keep an eye on that push into that $1.82. Anywhere in that $1.80 to $1.85 range is why I would probably try to lock in profits if this one has enough juice to give it one last push. As you can see here, the volume here last week on that last run up was pretty high, and then on this week, even though it is Monday, the volume is still pretty low, but throughout the week this bar you will see begin to increase. But strong feeling that once you push up into that 180 to mid 185, you'll probably begin getting a lot of sell volume, seeing that a lot of traders who bought back down at these levels when the price action dropped on them, pretty much they got trapped with a bad bag, and they're probably all waiting to offload these shares to break even if and when the price action pushes back up into this area. So the supply is going to greatly outweigh the demand once you push back up into that area of resistance where a lot of traders are probably trapped and still holding shares. And last but definitely not least is ticker IGC. So IGC pretty much had this nice run, as you can see here. Great momentum. The RSI, as you can see, was holding below that 10 to 30 period moving average, reflecting that downtrend, and then immediately you get this nice breakout and run up, and then as the RSI begins to pull back, it holds above that 40 to 50 area as we talked about, and then immediately runs up to create higher highs, and then it begins to pull back again, and then immediately you get another bounce off that 50 area. So where do we think this one may push? Me personally, I think this one could be losing some steam. As you can see on each one of these consecutive highs on these pushes, the volume was pretty strong. So as you can see on this push right here for this high, decent volume, and then again on this push for this high, even better volume, and then now you have the volume beginning to taper off here, even though it's Monday on day one. So combination of things I watch is it has this immediate line of resistance sitting right here at 905. I would definitely watch that to see if you can break that, and then you have the $6.12, which is kind of iffy going into tomorrow. You want to make sure that ticker IGC can hold that $6.12 I want to say support, but as I'm looking at it now, even towards the end of the day, it closed at 602. So that'll make that 612 going until tomorrow the line of resistance. So I keep a close eye on this one. Even though this one is a quick swing, we'll zoom in on this one on the 2-hour chart to get a better view of what's going on. So as you can see, you got that nice consolidation with a breakout, another consolidation with a nice breakout. Fell right back down into that support of $4, and now it's kind of holding above 473. So your lines of resistance I would keep an eye on going into tomorrow for this one. It's 733. You get a break above that 733, which correlates with this area's support and this area's resistance. Then we're talking about pushing back up into that 994, and then a possible 1254 push as the bottoms of bands are showing you. Okay, so 733, 994, and 1254 for areas of quick profit taking. All right, keep an eye on those areas. But yeah, man, that's it. TTMTrades. That is all I want to talk about today. Was ticker PYX, CRMD, and ticker, what was he just talking about? IGC, man. But from the original call date on CRMD, man, I mean, we reached, when we notified this one back on April 29th, like I just pointed out, a total of a 627% return altogether on that one. So big shout outs to everybody that's following me. Again, Protect those accounts. Trade safe. TTM Trades. I'm out. Make sure you go find my Swing Trade Premium chat room and add yourself to that waiting list. Till next time.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.